This week on Game On, the Purple are the talk of the town with an aggressive draft. Football's back in focus. The Viking insider is with us. It's Bench Warmer Bob with his Game On. That roller coaster lacrosse season didn't keep the swarm down, earning another playoff visit. We're talking lacrosse. She's a huge sports fan and now a member of the team taking over afternoons on your radio. Meet Lindsay from 96.3 KTWIN. We're packed. We're ready to go. It's time to get your game on.
Now, from the Liffey Irish Pub in St. Paul, it's Game On with Rod Simons.
And Game On is powered by the Liffey. Great to have you with us. It's game day on Game On as the Minnesota Wild get to the ice. Game 3 against the Chicago Blackhawks. This place is going to be packed in just about 90 minutes, but we have a great show for you. We'll be talking a lot of football. It's been a busy week for the Minnesota Vikings. We're going to be talking draft choices and veterans and what 2013, quite frankly, looks like for this big football team. We're going to be talking lacrosse. You're going to meet one of the newest stars on afternoon radio, and we'll wrap it up with the MIAC. We had a great show for you. But as always, we start Game On by the numbers.
And when we look at the numbers, we find the Wild hosting Game 3 of the NHL playoffs in this first round against Chicago at 2 o'clock. The Vikings move to the field with rookies and veterans for OTAs and workouts in the coming weeks. The Twins continue their longest road trip of the 2013 season, and the Lynx are training to begin exhibition games prior to their WNBA season tip.
The Minnesota Vikings select Sharif Floyd, defensive tackle, Florida.
23rd overall, not 3rd overall, 23rd overall.
With the 25th pick in the 2013 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Xavier Rhodes, defensive back, Florida State.
So there's a corner, and both Vikings picks come and go.
With the 29th pick in the 2013 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Cordero Patterson, wide receiver, Tennessee.
Look, when you take 3 picks in the first round and you were a playoff team a year ago, what you're basically doing is you're throwing everything into the middle of the table, every chip you have, and you're saying we're going to compete this year. You got 2 explosive players on defense, and now after Tavon Austin, you've got the most explosive offensive player in the draft.
Those were the top 3. This is the big guy. Lurtsy in the house. You know what show you're on, right?
Game On. Game On. Boy, am I happy.
A little excited.
Game On, baby. I love this show. You know it. Why you set me up like that?
I love that.
I'm
so glad to have you back. It's been a little while since we've had you here in the hot seat.
Yeah, I noticed your ratings were down.
Yes.
And I contacted you, told you about that.
Yes.
I better get you back. So,
well,
up by the ratings.
They're coming up, baby, and we're delighted to have you on a day when the Wild are playing. And so we'll talk hockey a little later. Let's get after this big 3, because you love to analyze the players coming in. We'll talk veterans in a moment, but let's start with the big 3, the defensive tackle out of Florida State.
You know, my 12 years in the league, I was a defensive lineman, so I watch so many little things. And to be successful as an active player, you look for different things on the opposing offensive line. In other words, if their hands down, that means your knuckles are white. That means it's going to be a running play.
You watch their feet too.
Watch their feet too. And watching Floyd, Lloyd, he only had 4.5 sacks, 3 last year, and I watch his stance and everything. He points on his stance. So this is when Coach Daly's going to have to really get to it and correct it. I watch that, and then when the pass rush goes, if he does have short arms, which I have no idea, that's what they're talking about, that is huge for pass rushing. Because when you work the run, everything's in tight, but now when you work in the pass rush, you want to get separation, and the longer the arms, the bigger difference it makes. And I think with that, the coach is going to be the biggest influence on this young man's life.
That's awesome stuff. When you look at Xavier Rhodes, the cornerback, upside there too.
Definitely. When you lose somebody like Winfield, pound for pound, you and I have always said that, and in Seattle it'll be the same way. There wasn't a finer guy, pound for pound.
I'm going to miss him.
Yeah, and he's a tackler. You know, coming on with Rhodes, a lot of those corners don't like to hit. He enjoys hitting.
Yeah.
And when you
He
have
said with a smile.
yeah, well, that's good, because if he enjoys that, that makes my job as a defensive lineman a lot easier.
Yeah.
Because it shuts down the distance that back can break off for me if I'm attempting to tackle him.
Are you surprised by all the hype surrounding Cordarrelle Patterson at wide receiver?
Absolutely. Another coaching job. I'll tell you, it's going to be up to the coaches on these first three. Now, here, Patterson. Junior college for 2 years. I went to junior college for 2 years. Then he had 1 year at Tennessee. And I had 1 year at Michigan Tech, and then I went to Western Michigan after that. But that's not a negative, because for a young kid like this, when you start out that way, he loves the competition, he enjoys playing, and so he, unsure of himself, all normal. But all the people I've seen in junior college, did you go to junior college?
I did for 1 year, yeah.
I know.
I think that's...
I heard you flunked out. But anyway, when you go to junior college like that, you know, you got to usually have a good work ethic. You know, you have a lot of credibility and integrity, and I think I like that with Patterson.
Well, the Bob Lurtsema show will continue here on Game On.
Catch me talking Twins all season long on their new home, 96.3 KTWIN FM. Minnesota favorite Jason Nagel joins me for the KTWIN Final Call after each and every Twins broadcast. Get updates at ktwin.com and at GameOnTVMN.com. It's radio for us. The KTWIN Final Call with Game On Flair, only at 96.3 KTWIN FM. We're far from finished with the purple. Up next, Lurtz is back, talking veterans. Are they enough to get the Vikings to the Super Bowl? But first, it's the KTWIN voice of the fan asking, did the Vikings improve with the draft?
I actually loved the first drafts. I mean, I loved the first round drafts. I like the way that they came in, changing things out and getting all the first
So they improved themselves.
Well, I hope so.
They don't agree on much, these two, but they do love KTWIN, these two.
Hey, Gardy, you know the Twins are on our favorite radio station?
Yeah, we're excited to be on FM.
Will you start a radio? Make it out to Keith and Kevin? Kevin and Keith. Keith and Kevin's fine. Kevin then Keith. How about combine it? Kethevin?
How would you spell that?
Keitheiketeven.
Put me in cold. I'm ready to play.
That's why I can't go back to Cleveland ever again. Hey, so you actually looking like your profile picture.
Do you not having a mustache?
Well, I do kind of have a mustache.
But it's a beard.
Right, so you not having a mustache.
Those are my friends over there in case this was a total train wreck.
Yeah, actually, those are my friends hitting on your friends. Here we go.
Yeah.
Keep the good times going with the crisp, refreshing taste of Bud Light. Here we go.
Hey, it's Meat Sauce, and it's time once again for the Bar Abilene trivia question. The question is, since 1961, which team has had more playoff appearances? The Minnesota Vikings or the Packers? Don't touch that dial. The answer before the end of Game On.
Welcome back to Game On TV.
Game On, powered by the Liffey. Great to have you with us on this Sunday. It's Wild Game 3, a little bit later on today with benchwarmer Bob Lurtsema. Great to have you here talking Vikings. Always excited to talk football this time of year. Let's look at what has happened to the veteran lineup. Percy Harvin's gone. Good deal, bad deal, your thoughts?
Bad deal. I love Percy Harvin.
I did too.
And here's something that I think will tell everything, because Adrian Peterson, who was the class of class, he, on his Twitter account, he said, Percy Harvin, one of the top 5 running backs in the National Football League, And when I heard about this trade, AP said, felt like I was kicked in the stomach 6 or 7 times. So you can kind of read into that.
When we look at Peterson, is he going to be okay with the revamp? They're bringing Felton back. I see, Matt Castle as a backup quarterback. You would think that number 28 would be just fine.
Oh, yeah. The whole thing is the game is truly won up front. Your offensive and defensive lines.
Right.
And our offensive line started basically all 16 games last year.
Yep.
They're all coming back, so that's a tremendous plus. So the quarterback situation, you got to give Christian Ponder a good receiver. Jerome Simpson got hurt.
Well, they got Jennings.
Great. Where's he from? There's 2 great athletes that came from his college that played in the Super Bowl. Where's he from? I forgot. Oh, yeah, Western Michigan University. That's where I came from. So anyway, Greg Jennings, that's a big, big plus. But you got to get those corners. You got to back them off. Right. And once they do that, it's going to open up for Adrian Peterson. I'm not worried about quarterback. Christian Ponder has a lot more talent than what people saw last year.
He's not paying much attention to the Vikings during this offseason. Always great to have you with us.
Great, because if you're ever around, always tune in to Game On. I love it.
We love you too, Lurtsy. Only here.
You can keep up with the T-Wolves and the NBA 24/7 with my weekly blog. It's Simon Says at Timberwolves.com. Simon Says full of inside information. We keep you connected to all things inside the team, from player movement to special promotions and so much more. It's interactive, so weigh in. Drop me a note at rod@GameOnTVMN.com. It's Simon Says every Thursday at Timberwolves.com. Up next, it's fast-paced, exciting. It's hockey without ice, and lacrosse has a really bright future in the Twin Cities. We're talking Pro Swarm. But before that, it's the KTWIN voice of the fan asking, did the Vikings improve with the draft?
I think they did. I think the Vikings did improve themselves. I paid attention to what they did, and
But you had an eye on another football team.
Well, yeah, I'm actually from Wisconsin, and I actually think we improved ourselves more than the Vikings, if you want to know the truth. But I think we picked up the best running back in the draft without question.
Do you think everywhere you go, people are afraid of you?
Back home, they're not afraid.
No?
No.
But you kind of got these, intimidating tattoos and stuff.
That's something what I like,
That's what you
besides
like?
basketball, yeah.
Do you think you could design a new tattoo for me?
Me?
See, it looks like you got some technique there.
It looks something like this. Here you go.
Teddy bear right back.
It's a masterpiece.
I'm Randall McDaniel. As a former Minnesota Viking and a member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, I know how important it is to fuel up to be successful on and off the field. Now, I work with third graders, and I see firsthand the positive impact exercise and good nutrition has on my students. As a partner with the Taste of the NFL and the NFL's Play 60 program, I'm proud to do my part to make sure kids get the nutrition they need. Please help us kick hunger in America and encourage an active lifestyle by supporting the Taste of the NFL and the NFL's Play 60 program.
Time now to get back in the game. It's Game On TV.
Game On, always powered by the Liffey. Great to have you with us on this Sunday. Andy Arlotta, the owner of the Minnesota Swarm. Great to have you back.
Thanks.
And nice to be in your neck of the woods, right across the street from the Hive, for Pete's sake.
It was a nice little walk across the street.
I love that. 7-9 overall record during the season. I talked to a number of players who were, quite frankly, a little nervous during the course of the season because you had a lot of potholes, a lot of injuries. So congratulations making the playoffs. Was the season a success in your opinion?
In some ways it was. I mean, making the playoffs is a great success.
Yes.
We were hoping to be above 500. Right. We didn't quite hit that, but like you said, to go down, lose our captain and probably one of our best players early on in the season, and then, coming in with 4 rookies and, another 10 guys that are in their second year of play. Yeah. So to make it this far has been really good.
See, I completely agree. And not only is the Swarm the second youngest team in the league, you're going to get even younger because you have 4 more number 1 picks and the #1 overall. That's absolutely amazing.
It's exciting, and we just recently found out that we secured the #1 overall pick.
Wow.
So, and then 3 more draft picks after that.
So what do? You got to keep a couple of veterans in there to teach the young guys, right?
Yeah, actually, I'd say about 70% of our roster is either first or second year players. To add in 4 first-round draft picks, it'll be difficult. Especially the league is going down to a lower roster this year as well. So
oh, really? How many were you carrying? How many will it be?
You could dress 20, and we'll be dressing 18.
Makes a difference. Talk to us about the Youth Box League. I saw some of the notes on this, and I actually have some neighbor kids that actually participate. It's grades 3 through 8, and you're over 1,200 kids and growing strong.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. This year we're about 1,200 kids. We just launched a high school program that had about 200 kids. That's in the spring. But we started this league 4 years ago. I think we had about 300 kids in it.
Wow.
And we're actually in the development of putting together a junior swarm team.
Nice.
That will be strictly box lacrosse. They'll be just like a swarm team, and they'll be traveling into Canada and all over the States for box tournaments. So it's getting big, and it increases their skill level, which is the most important thing, is help them develop a better lacrosse skill.
I love that stuff. And watch for them in the draft. 4 #1 picks. Hive's going to be jumping. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
Andy Arlotta in the house. The Minnesota Swarm, only here on GameON.
It's a busy sports week, so to keep you updated, here's the Purple Pride Planner. The Twins have Baltimore. They're back from that road trip May 10th through the 12th. The Wild this afternoon against Chicago. The Vikings, when they're back on the field, first preseason game will be against Houston at the Dome. The Lynx on June 1st, St. Paul Saints in Fargo, United FC with Fort Lauderdale on May 11th at the Dome. PGA and the Players Championship, the Champions Tour with their PGA Seniors Championship, NASCAR in Darlington, and the NHRA planning to come to Brainerd in August. Get into the game, Golf for the Gift, June 27th. The NHL Alumni Golf event is now set for July 16th. The KTWIN Spare Key, June 10th. And Rock for a Reason, May 17th. Don't forget the podcast with Rod Webby and the A-Train. Get the latest inside information, and we answer your viewer mail too. We'd love for you to chip in. Get us at GameOnTVMN.com. And that's your Purple Pride Planner. On deck, she kicks it every afternoon with these guys in the control room. She's on your radio in the afternoons. She's Lindsay. But first, it's the K-Twin voice of the fan asking, did the Vikings improve with the draft?
Well, they got the Sharif Floyd guy.
You knew this?
That's about it. Yeah, that's about all I know.
Are you a big Vikings fan?
I do okay, sure.
Nice. She knew the draft pick. Well done.
Thank you.
TC hat. M hat. TC hat. M hat. TC hat. TC hat.
Twin City Wireless doesn't care about our competitors. We care about you, the customer. We care that you get the best prices. Plans starting at $40 a month, unlimited text, talk, international text, and internet.
Twin Cities Wireless carries all the latest models of phones and accessories and handles all service providers.
At Twin City Wireless, your problem is our problem. Twin City Wireless now has 2 locations, Brooklyn Center and Northeast Minneapolis. Twin City Wireless, it's not just business, it's personal.
Welcome back to Game On TV.
I'm pretty open, but I'm not oversharing things that are inappropriate.
I flash back to the first time we met.
Exactly. The first 3 minutes we were in studio.
That's never.
You got it.
That's funny.
Game On is powered by the Liffey, and that is the hottest new afternoon show in town. Writer Lindsay and Coomer. Great to have you in the house.
Thank you for inviting me.
This is very exciting. And you are the one person out of all these people, KTWIN, I rarely see because you're always gone, you're always working.
Yes.
You're busy.
I'm busy. I am very busy, but it's been nice now that kind of our show is
getting some footwork, and we're kind of getting things under wraps and figuring things out. So it's been really cool.
You're in with two guys who are pretty high octane. How do you handle it?
Sometimes it's a little much. I won't lie. Ryder's got his big, bold personality, and of course I love Coom. He's a big jokester, so sometimes I have to put them in their place as the female voice, but they're used to it. They're both married, so.
But you read sports, you love sports, you've immersed yourself in sports. Do people, when they first meet you, know that you probably know more about sports than them?
No, absolutely not. It's pretty fun, actually, to kind of play that role a little bit, to kind of surprise people, but there was a day back in college when I thought to myself, what do I want to do? What do I want to do every day? And I knew that it had to be something involved in sports, and so I kind of just took the reins and tried to figure out what I wanted to do, and I'm still figuring it out, and KTWIN's been a blast so far.
I was going to ask you, what are you going to do when you grow up? Because you're a pup, for Pete's sake.
I am a pup. What do I want to do when I grow up? This, right? I'll just take over your spot when you decide to retire.
Lurtsema almost already did it, so we're in great shape. I listen to you guys, and the one thing that really, really pops out of the radio is the energy. You guys are always working when you're in that control room. There's not a lot of messing around. You're pretty focused at the task at hand, right?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we have a lot of fun. I mean, you can't not have fun when you're with Ryder and Coomer, but we have a huge responsibility. We're the lead-in to a lot of Twins games, and we obviously have a former Twin on our show, so we want to provide the best content that we can, so we're always looking for new things to incorporate, but we do bring our personalities to the show, which I think is evident.
Very, very nice. Well, we'll be listening 96.3 KTWIN in the afternoon. You're always there Monday through Friday.
Yes.
Ryder, Lindsay, and Coomer, and she's here. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you for inviting me. I had such a blast.
We'll have you back too.
Yes, please.
Only here on GameON. We let the cooks in the kitchen. We have Derek, the bar manager here from the Liffey, to help us with the art form of going to a hockey game. The place is going to be packed in 90-some minutes. You're going to show us how to pour a perfect Guinness. How many have you poured over your career?
I would imagine 70,000, 80,000. It's been quite a few.
And it's not the easiest. Take us through.
There's a couple things you got to take into account. Clean glass, number one. It has to be beer clean. No spots, no marks.
Okay.
Hold the glass at a 45-degree angle. Don't touch the spout to the glass.
Okay.
That's a key thing. And you open it up all the way.
That's a fast pour.
It pours pretty fast. And you want to fill it 3/4 of the way up.
Okay. Why 3/4?
Well, if you pour it straight away, the head comes out as, well, they call it a collared head. Letting it rest really allows the head to really kind of solidify. So when you finish it off, it actually comes proud of the rim. It's over the rim. All right, well, it looks about ready. So to finish it off, you hold the glass straight up and down, push the Guinness tap away from you.
Oh.
And you want to fill it till it's just proud of the rim.
Look at that.
And your head is well above the heart mark there, and that's a perfect pint.
You're good with Guinness.
Thank you, sir.
Derek's the man, only here in the 60-second show. You can now get your game on anytime with the show's official app. Download our GameON app for iPhone and Android too. It's full of your favorite shows, sponsor links, photos, and so much more. We link you to our show website and to our partner site, the best Viking fan site out there at purplepride.org. So bookmark us at GameOnTVMN.com. Ahead, the MIAC is center stage. The league's update is front and center. It's only here on GameON.
Okay. Let's sit around high, loads up, fire scores. Got a hold on my sleeve, I can't leave. It murdered the original me, and I can't grieve. So this is who I'm big. Anyone's gonna catch him right in. Shoots and scores with the court straight shot. Whatever they worth. Get my mama crib in the burbs and know fit in the mean and all of the in between. Shoots and scores. The Swarm winning in overtime. Got a hold of me.
Being creative is who we are.
At Wallingberg and Deebly, families are our passion. We help create new families.
This combination of experience, passion, and creativity allows us to fully represent individuals in family court crises.
Wallingberg and Deebly believes in families.
We will listen, counsel, and advocate for you. Wallingberg & Diebly, the premier family law firm of Minnesota.
Meat Sauce here taped. Here's your Bar Abilene trivia question. The question was, since 1961, which team has had more playoff appearances? The Minnesota Vikings or the Packers? Answer, Minnesota with 24, Green Bay with 20. I'll be at Bar Abilene every Tuesday from 8 to 10 p.m. with trivia that I choose. So come on down, it will be fun, I guarantee it. But I'll be here every week on Game On.
It is time for the MIAC Minute. Great to have Mike Gallagher back with us. Great to have you in the house.
Good to be here again,
in
sir.
St.
Appreciate
Paul,
it.
good to see you. Weather. It's been killing all of us. Has it been affecting the MIAC with all the spring sports?
And we've never really seen anything this bad, right?
Yeah, it really is.
We're accustomed to snow in Minnesota in April. It's not anything new, but with this quantity, this late in April has been the main thing.
Yeah.
And so we went in a 10-day span, where MIAC baseball teams didn't play a game, aside from Augsburg playing the University of Minnesota. And so everything's been pushed back. We're right up against the clock now with MIAC baseball. Might end up having to go to a 6-team single elimination scenario. Yeah. Softball already had to go away from their 4-team double elimination. Everyone's getting a shot because some teams quite simply have not gotten enough games.
And the bottom line is you got to get those in. Everybody has to have a fair shot. And you're coming up against graduations and the end of school.
Yeah, and Augsburg is the first school to graduate, and that's in 3 days. So we're going right up against the clock here with pretty much every MIAC school, whether it be this week, next week. And the important thing is, and the sad thing is that the seniors that have worked for 4 years to get up to this point and really make an effort and an impact on these programs, they're not getting that usual MIAC season. And so it's unfortunate for them, but it is nice that you're going towards a 12-team system so everyone will get a chance of postseason play. And quite frankly, it's the fairest thing that could have been happening.
How do people stay in touch or watch the webcast if they want to get...
Yeah, MIAC-online.org is where you can find everything. Webcast America is our partner for that, webcast50.com. They do a fantastic job. Brent Stremme over there, Matt Higgins will be there, Dan McCain will be there, Afton Goebel and myself will be there. It's going to be, as usual, a fantastic atmosphere at Veterans Field.
Hopefully the weather will participate along with us, right?
Yes, correct. That's the hope.
Always great to have you back.
Great to
We'll
have
see
you.
you next week right here with another update, only here in the MIAC Minute.
We'd love for you to join us for a live Game On taping and get your game on May 7th at the local in downtown Minneapolis. You're going to meet Lynx players, some special guests, and KTWIN personality Jason Nagel from The Final Call. Autographs and tickets you'll get on TV as well. So keep your game on with our Facebook and Twitter updates, and we'll see you at the next taping.
BC Show, it's Ben. Thank you for letting us be a part of your weekend. We're delighted that you allow us that. Also get our updates at GameOnTVMN.com. That's it for us this week. Don't forget, keep your game on and enjoy the hockey game. Go Wild!